And we are live. Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon, folks. Thank you so much for coming down and spending your time with me, Mio Adlan, for another session of Sembang, Sempoi. Yalah, this is how it is during MCO. We try our best to fill out our time. This is actually the second phase of the MCO, which has been extended by the Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri right up until the 14th of April. So I really do hope that everyone at home is still keeping sane, still keeping themselves together, trying to do the best that they can during these testing times. This is what I do during this testing time. I try to get my buddies, my friends online. Kita cuba nak bersembang dengan dorang, hence why Sembang Sempoi. There's nothing serious about what we always talk about. It's always something that we like to share our experiences as a human being, as well as specifically in our careers. And it so happens that this time around, I actually have three handsome gentlemen together with me who are from the same industry that I am, and they're actually my brothers from our beloved talk show Fresh Brew. And we have in the house, we have Nabil, we have Terrence and Brandon.
What's up, bro?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the next,
hello.
4 bad guys for Fast and Furious 9 or something like that.
No, I was thinking if we had Zoe on the show and everything, it would look so awkward because Zoe would be like the only girl. I mean, she is the only girl in the show, and then she will have like 4 guys surrounding her. It would be just, yeah.
Yeah, kind of weird, kind of creepy that way. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay, as you guys know, we got Nabil in the house, we got Brandon, and we also got
Hi,
Terrence.
what's up?
So how are you guys doing, guys?
Good, but before we start, Neo, I just want to ask: Are we supposed to? No, sorry. Are we supposed to be sharing the links now or what? Right?
Yeah. You can actually go to your respective Facebook pages and you can actually share this particular feed right now, saying that we're live, and just tell the world that we're going to be talking all and anything. The links now or what? Okay?
Okay.
So while Nabil is doing that, let's go with our Abang Long of the company. Let's go to Terrence. Terrence, how have you been, man? Share with us. How's it been with you?
I've been good. I think I have a pretty good balance of keeping sane because I do have the once a week Selamat Pagi Malaysia still going. So at least I've got some work still to do. It's not like I'm completely isolated, stuck at home, which I think a lot of people are at the moment. They are stuck at home. They've got nothing much to do. They run out of Netflix shows to watch, and then they get a little crazy on social media. I've seen some celebrities get a little bit crazy on social media, but so far I'm still keeping sane. At home, I've got my family. I've never really shared much on social media about my family life, so I don't really feel the need to do so at this point in time. I'm a pretty disconnected guy, actually. So.
No, you have been in the industry for the longest time, but you have been quite of a private person, isn't it, Terrence? I mean, like a bit of a down low, low key, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, very much so, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. So I enjoy my privacy, and I think a lot of people do as well. But if you're overly, you're into the whole social media on your whole lifestyle thing, that's cool. That's all right. I will consume your content, but I will not add my own to it, lah. I don't know why, but I keep my workouts to myself. I keep my everything to myself, basically, except the work that I do. So yeah, that's the only thing I share, actually.
All right.
Wow, Brando, look at the biceps, man. Brando's biceps are showing.
Hey, bro,
someone has been doing something at home. That's good.
Okay.
Hey, don't lie.
Terry, similar to what you had just mentioned, you're one of the lucky ones. Well, lucky in every sense of form, because again, you are responsible in the dunia penyiaran, in broadcasting industry, that it's your responsibility to actually go to work and do your part in telling Malaysians, filling up their time within your show, which is Selamat Pagi Malaysia. But apart from you, we also have a regular person who's been on the news for quite a while, not making the news literally, but He reads the news. He presents the news to each and every one of us. Brandon, you must be pretty happy as well, keeping yourself busy.
Yeah. Well, thank God I don't make the news lah, first and foremost, right? Yeah.
You might in those shots.
You know, bro. Actually, I'm very happy to be reading the news despite being under this movement control order. It gives me an excuse to just go out of the house and get all my itineraries done, like, go to the shop, bring back some groceries and things like that. But other than that, I've been reading, they're all just about COVID, how this guy has been in hospital, and then unfortunately they lose their lives, and back to COVID, international news, back to COVID, sporting news, back to COVID. So it's a little bit annoying, but it gives you the idea of what's coming up next and what you're going to be talking about. So in terms of preparation, I think that's all sorted out. That's good on me, lads. But other than that, it's pretty boring because it's all about COVID and nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing much. I mean, I know for a fact that you're such a huge sports fan, football fan specifically, and it must suck that there's no news about football whatsoever, right, Brando?
Yes.
Actually, ada je, bro. There are a couple of news,
but that's it.
Like yesterday, I read this news. It's about this president. From Belarus. Well, he's a Belarus president or Belarusian, or I don't know what you call them, but yeah, the president of Belarus. He is basically ignoring the fact, about this whole situation, the whole outbreak across the world, and he's still going ahead with sporting events, especially football. How ignorant can he be, right? I mean, yeah.
That there was a call for that in the UK. It's called herd immunity. They were going to try it out, but then luckily they decided not to. They were of the belief that if you get enough people infected and then they develop the immunity, that will protect the vulnerable people in society. But to develop that herd immunity, nearly about 80% of the population needs to be infected, and that's going to take a while. Plus, we don't really know how fatal this virus is just yet. Because I think you read the news as well, Brando. 11-year-old kid in Indonesia has been infected, and she unfortunately passed on. So this virus is not as straightforward as those who preach herd immunity, perceive it to be.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I also read over the news that there were cases where here in Malaysia itself, we do have kids. We're talking about youngsters. We're talking about people who are between 5 to 7 years old, also got infected by COVID-19. Whereas, they were lauding this before. I mean, certain minority of human beings, they're actually saying that this is only attacking people who are 60s and above. No, we are young people. We're in our 20s, 30s, 40s. We should not be doing anything. So, yeah, it's something that is so unpredictable that it's you just can't play around with it. I mean, like, just duduk rumah aje lah, putting it that way.
Well, the funny thing is, yesterday they gave us like some sort of views into this COVID-19 thing. Apparently, 20 to 30 and 60 to 65, if I'm not mistaken, these are the two most affected groups.
Yeah, correct. So, yeah, I mean, like, COVID-19 has definitely been hitting the headlines for the past 2, 3, 4 weeks before. It's great that Brando and Terence have been keeping themselves busy, sacrificing themselves, going into work, presenting the news, doing shows for SPM and everything. But Nabil, people like us who have been staying at home for the past 2.5, 3 weeks, what have we been doing? How have you been doing?
I don't know about you guys, but I came across this meme recently. Do you guys know? Of course, you guys know what a meme is, right? But the meme is.
Terence, do you know what a meme is? I think you do. All right.
Yeah. So basically, the memes is about people who realize that their quarantine life and their normal life are about the same. So I think I fall into that category a bit, because the thing is, I'm a freelancer, right? So if I don't have jobs, I spend most of the time at home. So I know how to keep myself busy. And now knowing that I have to be home for the next 2-3 weeks, actually it did not faze me, because I've got stuff to do, man. If you take a look at the Fresh Brew Instagram page, we were talking about what we were doing at home, each and every one of the hosts. And I said digital media decluttering. And guys,
I took your advice.
Dude, yeah, it is the 16th day and I am still not done with it. There are so many files, so many old photos that duplicated files that I need to delete, and I just want to rearrange them. And I've been wanting to do them for a long time, so now is the time to do it. And other than that, trying to keep to a normal routine is good. Because I'm actually a morning person, despite of my looks and my personality, whatever.
What's wrong with your looks, Nabil? You're a very handsome man. Anyway, I mean, like, what's wrong?
No,
with
usually people take one look at me and they say, "Budak ni mesti bangun lambat punya." Tapi not really. I'm actually a morning person, so I'm enjoying actually getting up in the morning and having that much hours in the day, as opposed to before where you do work and you go to bed quite late in the night and then you wake up quite late also. So yeah, been getting my breakfast, been getting my lunch, been getting my dinner at the right time now. And believe it or not, I've actually fallen back to books since internet coming back into my life. I mean, since the advent of having internet in my life and also Netflix and all that, I've started to forget about books. I'm talking about fiction books here. And I've actually finished one book, and I'm on my second one now. And I've rediscovered the joy of reading. So, I don't want to be one of those annoying ones who say that macam, I'm a MRO, banyak benda nak buat lah, korang tak productive. But Alhamdulillah, thank God for me, I'm finding things to do and I'm coping quite well.
Yeah, I mean,
good
like,
for you, man. Good for you.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff of Nabil. But again, that one I actually have to say something, because your looks, you don't look like a bookworm, so that's a bit of a surprise, right?
Yeah. And because I've forgotten
he
the
looks
joy
like
of
a terrorist
reading.
from that show.
What? Like a what? Say, what was that?
You did not just say that, bro. What?
Hey, what?
Yeah, I told you looks can be deceiving. Do not judge a book by its cover, guys. This book inside is very beautiful.
Yeah,
okay?
that's so you, bro. That's literally so you. We always thought that Nabil's that quiet guy, but belakang di sebalik kuih tiaw ada udang lah, bro. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
What do you mean? We always thought Nabil was that quiet guy, but di sebalik batu dia memang quiet. Is that what you're trying to say?
He's
like quiet.
You guys are butchering the peribahasa lah, guys.
No. I've always thought Nabil was this superstar in the making, because he's the only one of the four of us who has a Netflix series and another one coming up soon.
Dude, I mean, like, he just said, Nabil just shared over on his IG, he is also appearing on Unify TV, if I'm not mistaken.
There you go.
Dude, what the heck?
We
are actually with a star.
There you go.
I mean, like, that's so okay, Nabil.
Oh my God.
What was on iFlix? What was that going? What was that? Tell us.
Well, okay. To those people who do not know, other than being a host on Fresh Brew with these lovely people,
We don't know.
I guess my main profession would be an actor, I guess. So I've been lucky enough to land myself in a small role in this upcoming political thriller film in Malaysia. It's one of it's called Daulat. It's I think one of the I don't want to say it's one of the first in its kind, because I do not know all the films in Malaysia, but I think it's certainly making ripples and waves in the amongst the film goers in Malaysia, because it appears to be a package that is a bit different from the others.
Look. Alongside Nabil, there's superstars like Tony Yusof, there's Vanida Imran, there's Rashid Ishak, and then we have our friend there, man. Come on. This is not a small role, okay?
Yeah, I would love.
You may be small,
I would love to say,
like, wow,
Unfortunately, it is, guys. I would want to put myself beside those A-list stars, but unfortunately, my role is not that big. My role, at the end of the day, it is a role that is important to the story, but it's not that big. I just, don't want to, I'm managing expectations of people who are watching here. So,
I like it. To be honest, you pick the film industry, right? You pick the film industry and all that, and we have like popular actors who are definitely out there in the world right now playing lead roles and all that, but they also shared some sort of like POVs, and of course they have a story to tell. They went for auditions, they were rejected also as well, and then they got themselves the biggest break of their lives, and you are gonna get that one day, bro. Just don't forget us, lah.
Amin ya rabbal alamin. Hopefully, bro. That's the
All right.
wish.
So now that we know that Nabil is such a big star, he's so much bigger in his persona as well as his career. Fresh Brew is actually just like chicken feet for him lah. What about your
Yeah, I
hit?
know.
Okay, Brando, tengok. Okay, so you got our
Yeah.
film superstar that we fortunately can declare as our friend. So Brando, what is up with you? Anything else apart from being on Fresh Brew and also reading the news on TV2?
Well, to be very honest, events got cancelled because of the movement control order. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you got to be thankful for whatever that you can get, like that's coming your way, right? So I just I thank God that I have this job still to be able to go out there to still enjoy myself, doing the things I really love doing. Just be positive, and when you're at home, try to find new things that you could do. You'll be surprised finding all this kind of new things that you're actually quite good at. Other than that, just chilling, having a good time, being positive, watching about TV, playing the PlayStation, and that's about it, lah, bro. Reading the news as well. Yeah, reading the news as well. That's about it.
Yeah, same with Brandon as well as Terence and myself. We are actually also freelance MCs. We do a lot of jobs outside. We are very project dependent. We are very event dependent. And during this MCO period, obviously a lot of events are cancelled or postponed and everything. Terence, being a superstar in the MC world, you are the president of the MCs of Malaysia. Anyways,
The real superstar.
no, Nabil, no, you're the superstar. I'm not taking that away from you. I'm just talking differently about Terence right now. So, Terence, I mean, like, yeah, you were online previously with Sharifuddin the other day
Right,
talking
right.
about the life of the MCs in Malaysia and the scene and everything. How is that impacting right now from your point of view, and what's your take on it?
Well, I gave this same
Long
point
time,
of
man. What the heck?
I gave this point of view to Sharil as well. This is the very first time. I mean, it's unprecedented. It's never happened before. What we're going through right now. We've been through recessions. We've been through ups and downs. I mean, I've been in this industry for about 18 to 20 years, professionally and unprofessionally. So it's been a while, but we've never seen something like this before, where it's movement control and everyone's at home, no public events. Events are shelved, cancelled, postponed indefinitely, and all that. So this is something new, and it's a learning curve for MCs who are just coming into the industry. Everybody's like shocked, like, oh my goodness, what's happening right now? So I think that the only way to survive is to get yourself financially educated, because you're going to have to look at your bank account at some point in time and say, how am I going to keep that ticking? I've diversified. I've got other businesses, but truth of the matter is all that is suspended for this point in time.
Yeah,
So the only way, everything is suspended. The only thing that's moving, and I've talked to John Jiggy about this and Cody as well in John's podcast. The only thing that's moving is the financial markets. So the only way you're actually going to make an income at this point in time is to get educated on how to take advantage of the financial markets. Otherwise, I think it's going to be a while before events resume. We're talking 6 months at the very least, and if things persist, up to 1 year. So are we ready to keep ourselves going for 1 year with zero income from events? That's the question we all got to ask ourselves.
Yeah, that's definitely
Oh
going to
my
hit
goodness.
us so hard. I do want to share with you guys something. I don't know whether I shared with you guys before this. I was actually, I mean, like, very event specific as well. I was recently, officially, back in late January, early February, I was finally appointed and given the letter of offer to go down to Tokyo for the Olympics. Right?
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So that was like the moment when I got the news. I was like so happy and so excited and everything. Unfortunately, with the current situations, everything has to be pushed back in 2021. Again, all of the dreams and everything. Not saying that it has, burned into ashes, obviously, but it has been put on hold. Putting in the back burner until all of this goes away. It is definitely a testing time for people such as ourselves. Working in this industry. And yeah, so Terence, does it mean that we have to play Saham right now? Do we need to play stocks right now?
I think it's a
Play kutu money, bro.
I mean,
Kutu money.
all jokes aside, it's the best time to do so, because the market's never crashed like this before. It's down by 30% to 40%. If you look at the stocks,
Oh my
Personally,
goodness.
the one that I'm looking at is Jack's Resources. You can check it out. It's actually valued at about 20 ringgit per share, but it's trading at 80 cents. So that's to give you, the kind of
Oh wow.
amount,
X
amount that you
resources.
have
Let
to.
let me just write that
Yeah,
down for a bit.
Google that thing up, Nabil. Seriously, put that on the
it's just
I'm
something I'm
Jack.
putting out there. I'm not saying that it's
Yeah.
going to go up to 20, but it's got that much to grow. And if you look at
Mhm.
companies like I don't know, Genting and all that, right? They're
Mm.
also doing pretty badly in the stock market right now. They finally resolved the Fox theme park issue and all that, and then they were going back up, and then suddenly this crash happened. So it's really a time to look at opportunities in the share market. And there are also, if you're very conservative, things like REITs. Al Aka, I don't know if you heard of this before. Al
Mhm.
Aka is a REIT
No, bro.
for health service providers under the KPJ group. So you buy that REIT
Right.
at 1 ringgit and I think 86 cents or 90 cents per share, and you stand to gain from the 6 year, I think 6 months once payout for this REIT. It's definitely a good time to buy, but first of all, you have to have the reserves to do so, lah.
And the
And
knowledge as well,
Nabil, yeah, the reserves, money lah, the reserves. So
yeah.
Nabil, I think we had a guest on our show talking about gold
Mm.
investment, and
Mm-mm.
I think you can see some parallels between what he said back then and what's happening right now.
I
Wait,
actually,
He
Nabil.
was
I definitely remember the guest, Terence. But maybe you can enlighten us instead, because I've been very busy the past few weeks.
Well,
Oh, yes,
basically,
I don't really
Nabil.
remember much.
our guest was talking about educating yourself on investing in gold and precious metals. So he was focusing on silver and gold. If you had invested in gold back then, it was at 180 ringgit per gram or something like that. 190 max lah. But today, just last week, I sold most of my gold at 219 ringgit per gram.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
So that will give
My
you an
goodness.
idea of how much you have stood to make. But that was just, I think, how many months was that ago, Nabil? About 2 months, is it?
I think so. I
Early,
think it was
early
early
January.
this year.
So that
Yeah.
that was early January. But if you had purchased gold earlier than that, way earlier, you would have stand to gain that much. But now the good news is gold is actually going down, and so is silver.
So
So
it's
you
time to
may
buy.
want to check. It's a good time to buy, but you would have to hold for the next crash,
Ah,
which is
yeah.
maybe 10 years from now. So that
Well,
give you an idea of gold. Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
a
we
low
do
risk,
remember.
low reward, that kind of a thing, right? So when you play with gold and everything, there's
Yeah.
always some kind of knowledge that you have to understand quite a bit. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to actually play with all these things, but with the
Yeah.
knowledge and information, you can actually play around with it as long as you have resources, as what Terence has mentioned. Okay, let's get away from all of
Yeah.
this trying to make money thing. We'll just make money off of Terence. We'll just listen to his advice after this. But let me
That's a
just
great idea.
Bro, we have to be a realist just like him, man, because we need to save up. We need to have reserve for a rainy day, right? The only thing that we're buying now is probably purchasing likes on social media so that we find ourselves getting more jobs in the future. But it's not gonna
You're
happen,
doing
like, you
that?
know what I mean? So
I've been buying
no, I'm not, man. I'm not.
Okay. Let's go for a quick shoot. I just want to ask you guys, because we have about 7 to 8 minutes left on air, basically live. I just want to shoot you guys very simple questions that I actually made up. Brandon, I just want to ask with you first. What's the one thing that you miss the most in MCO?
The one thing I miss the most in MCO, I have to say, well, that's a very good question. I don't think so. I miss anything at all, dude. Because, like what Nabil just mentioned, whether MCO or not MCO, the thing is, you are running around doing the things that you normally do with MCO, without MCO. And just like I mentioned a couple of times as well, I still go to work, and instead of missing, more towards like, what do I appreciate most, right, during the MCO? And I have to say, it's my family and my job.
Deep.
Oh, that one very deep answer. Right. For sure. What about you, Nabil? I mean, like, okay, granted, Brandon has a job and everything, but you, Nabil, apparently don't right now. So what do you miss the most being during this MCO period?
Well, in terms of MCO itself, having to stay at home, obviously the one thing that you miss is human interaction with people other than your family members. Because I really miss my friends. I really wish, especially after the first 2-3 days, I really wish that I could go out at least one last time, with my friends to have at least one hangout session and just to enjoy and then go home. Because I really miss that, I guess. But I mean, other than that, I know you're talking about MCO, but because one of the impacts of coronavirus itself is the absence of sports, and I'm talking about football here because I love football. It's my first love, possibly.
Yep.
I really, really miss it, man. I really, really do. I've been checking football news every other day, hoping that some good news will appear, and it looks like it's gonna be quite some time before we get to enjoy that again. So it's crazy. It's really crazy. Like Terence said, it really is unprecedented what we're having to go through right now.
Definitely. I don't want to ask Terence the same question because I know the fact that he misses his gym most of all. But so I'm going to ask him the question.
He does.
I told you. Okay, Terence, what's the one most annoying thing about this MCO thing right now? What you have observed, what you have experienced, the most annoying
that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's really,
I would say annoying thing would be people on social media spreading fake news. And those of us that actually still work in broadcast, we have the task of trying to level the fake news just as much as we're trying to level the curve of coronavirus. We're out there trying to level the curve of fake news because there's so much nonsense out there. There are people saying things like this can cure coronavirus and you can purchase this and it'll cure the coronavirus. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's even people that go to the extreme of using government letterheads to spread stuff and all that.
No, they are very creative and resourceful to go to that extent.
Yes. You can check out a program on RTM called Pastikan Sahe, I think it's called.
Yeah, Pastikan Sahe.
Of course.
Yeah. So that one, they even have a segment on Selamat Pagi Malaysia for 10 minutes to give you some of the essentials. But
that's good.
The long version of whatever they're trying to say, they'll actually show on their show. But sebenarnya.com.my is where you need to go to find all the fake news. There's so many different versions of a single story, old videos chopped up to appear like they are current. There's an idiot out there spreading the news that the Penang markets are flooded with people when in fact they're not, So it's just ridiculous.
Wow, I came across that Penang market story. So it's not true. Oh my God.
I am from Penang, bro, and no, it is not true.
No offense, Penang people.
Penang, bro.
Okay, they're more knowledgeable than than what they may portray and everything. Okay, that was parents and everything. Okay, let's go back to Brandon. Brandon, yes, granted, you've what's the one single skill that you may have picked up or you have enhanced during this 3 weeks of quarantine, of lockdown, of MCO?
Well, that's a very good question as well, dude. What's the one? Okay, I would say.
Okay, go on.
Wow. That's a very good question, dude. Let me think about it, dude. Just go to Nabil first.
Oh my God, you have to think about it, really. Oh, Nabil, you answer.
Yeah.
What's the one skill that you have picked up or you have enhanced during this time?
From
reading reading better.
Not reading. I wouldn't say so. The first thing that came to mind is actually coffee making, but it's not that much of a skill, But I think that because I've been because I've been making a lot of coffee, man, since the first day. Anyway, but that's not what I want to talk about. Because I've been thinking about activities that may benefit me professionally in the long term. So I've been trying to familiarize or just get better at the social media games. Because if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, because my job requires me to have a following on social medias. So one of my targets now is to actually have one viral tweet. I know it sounds very trivial, sounds very small, but I think it can help me in the long term. So if I ever tweet anything out, guys, retweet me, guys. Give me that clout.
I will go follow you on social media, on Twitter, right? Yeah, I'll try following you on Twitter now, Nabil.
I
Yes.
don't actually have a
Yeah,
Twitter account myself, so I can't really help you on that. So I don't know.
it's alright. So I've been trying
Oh,
to do
you've got
that.
a lot
I've
of
been
cool
trying to look at.
videos, Mio. You've got a lot of cool videos. I like the one that you did in Phuket on your holiday. The one with the fade
Oh,
fade
nah, yeah.
away
No, that
effect.
was in
Whoa,
Krabi.
that was nice.
Krabi. That
Ah,
was nice.
Krabi,
No,
Krabi,
was
right,
it?
right, right.
Yeah,
Was
I
that
had my
me?
nephew. No,
Are
that
you
was me.
talking? Oh, that was you. Okay, right. I thought you were talking about me. Sorry.
No, you
Nabil,
create
sorry.
the Nabil's story
No,
and
no,
everything.
Nabil.
Nabil's IG stories are actually very creative. The way that he presents it, the way that he uses different fonts and colors and everything is very presentable. It's not just simply putting it up there like what Terence does, just reposting it and not doing anything else about it. That's it.
Dude, that's what I do as well.
Terence
That's
is
what
like
I
the
do as well.
opposite of what I'm trying to do.
I
Especially on
don't
Instagram.
really do any effects on my videos or posts. I just repost other people's stories.
Okay,
my
Nabil,
strategy.
come on. Give me an answer right
Yeah.
now. Nabil, please.
Given honestly, if you really, I'll give you an answer. I would say honestly, watching lots of videos, international
That's a
videos
skill?
How is that a skill?
No, I wait. Hold on first, lah. You all just don't shoot me down, can or not? Okay. First and foremost, watching lots of international videos in terms of presentation and how they do things on cameras and stuff like that. So trying to learn, trying to adapt. But most importantly, you gotta know the difference between how we do it here and how they do it there, and what works and what don't. So that's not a skill. It's probably a soon-to-be skill. So yeah, I think that's about it. Nothing much has changed during this MCO with me. Honestly, I still do the things that I used to do. Yeah. You stop me there.
Okay.
but
Let me
yeah.
ask you a question, Brandon. You are
Yeah.
you've got a girlfriend, right? How has this MCO thing affected your relationship?
Even better question.
Oh, that's a very good one. That's a very good one. Like I'm the only one with
because-
girlfriend, right? Both of y'all are married. Nabil is
Yeah.
his first love is football, so he likes bigger opinion. Unfortunately, she's all the way in the UK.
Brother, before you answer, I just saw the other day you actually reposted your girlfriend's posting, missing him so long, haven't seen him for a long time.
Yeah.
We got used to seeing each other every day, almost every day. Just that Sunday we don't see each other because we go to church. She goes with her family and I go with mine. Now that
Damn,
we just
Brandon,
don't see each
dalam
other.
hati ada taman
and-
you.
yeah,
Can't believe that.
it's just sudden cut. But we are doing fine, lah, I would say. Just treating this like an LDR, long distance relationship, but she's just a chalam and I'm in PJ. But it feels like it though.
Yeah.
So we're keeping up, we're chatting on WhatsApp and whatnot. But yeah.
Yeah. You
It's
guys
the
are gonna
same,
come
just
out
I
of
don't
this
see her
stronger, man.
physically.
Yeah. I mean, like, I
Boys,
guess
thank
I
you
can
so much,
speak.
Nabil.
I can speak on behalf of Terence that we're grateful that we are actually a family man. We have our wife, we have our
Yeah.
kids to play around with. We are blessed, alhamdulillah. Nabil apparently naik pelamin insyaAllah by the end of this year. Tapi sebab MCO, I don't know. So
Yeah, news to me. That's news to me.
I've got
I'm
relatives.
the umbrella guy, okay?
Okay,
Umbrella
guys,
guy.
Did I
and
miss
all that.
one
I
of
will be
your
that guy.
Insta stories?
No, guys, I have no further comment on this topic.
Yeah. Hey, yo, Mio, how long do we have left, bro, before we have to go off?
Well, to be honest, we can go on for days actually, but we don't really want to, go on too long. So, last questions. I just want to ask each and every one of you.
Last questions. Damn. Okay.
Last question, really.
He's starting to enjoy this.
Yeah, I know.
Last three, bro. Last three.
Yeah.
No, this is a problem talking to compare, talking to hosts. They can't get off. Once they actually get into it, I'm just going to ask you once. I mean, just recommendation. Yes, as Nabi has mentioned, nothing else to do at home but binging stuff, watching Netflix and everything. What are you binging right now, Terence?
Binging. I'm not binging at the moment. I'm trying to get back into eating right. I've been binging for the past week. I wouldn't
What were you
say
watching?
it's binging. Sorry?
What were you watching?
Watching. Oh, I was watching Black Lightning. That's done. I watched Dirty Money. That's
watching lah. Okay, understand. Okay.
Dirty Money done. So right now I've got
Right.
that 100 humans thing that I want to watch. So I'm going to get into that. But
Alright.
yeah, I'm waiting for Daulat. If Daulat's available, I'm going to watch that for sure. But that wouldn't be
Okay.
binge watching because I think it's like I'm
Yeah,
going to just
exactly.
watch that in one go. So that's not really much that I want to watch. I've watched everything that I wanted to watch because previously I was flying a lot and on the waiting time and all that, I would just binge watch whatever I wanted to. So at this point in time, then unless you guys can recommend something,
No, maybe Nabil has a
Toast of-
recommendation. Nabil?
Toast of
What are you
London.
watching?
Well, I mean, for me, what I've watched so far, what I finished during the MRO are Titans second season, and also the
Yeah,
two
done.
seasons of the Korean drama Kingdom. Do you guys know Kingdom from Korea?
I don't watch K
Oh
drama.
my God,
My wife
guys!
watches
Korean, I cannot lah,
No,
bro.
K-drama. No,
please,
sorry.
guys,
As the
listen
high
to
five,
me.
high five, Terrence.
It will blow you away,
No,
guys. This is not. I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had
yeah.
that. I had that
We are
perception as
definitely
well.
away from it.
Guys, no. please. To all the viewers out there, other than these three people, please watch Kingdom because it is
he
so
wanted to
good.
be
The writing
image,
is
okay, but
good.
he was, you know,
The
like
performance is good. It can rival Game of Thrones. I kid you not.
Ooh.
Yes, that's all I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And so,
K-drama.
okay.
That final episode of Game of Thrones. Ayo, I don't know what to say lah.
Dude, the
No,
final two seasons were really bad, lah.
This is another
I don't
episode.
watch
So
Game of
we don't want
Thrones.
to, we don't want to talk on this further. Brandon, what have you been watching? What are your opinions?
Binge watching, like Terrence, I finished watching like everything, and I'm not going to binge watch again. So I don't like to rewatch, the previous shows and whatnot because I already know what happens. And
Another high five. Another high five.
Yeah. So more like, what am I watching now? Right. It's a brand new American sitcom. It's called Unicorn. You guys gotta go and check it out as well. It's out on
okay.
Astro, but yeah, just watch it online, because at the end of the day, with this COVID thing, right? Everything's like. It's been put on hold, So new TV series, they're all not out here just yet, and I don't even know why.
Yeah, you're right. I want to make a quick recommendation. You guys were talking about sports and how it's all on hold. There's only one sport in the world that's not on hold.
E-gaming.
Esports.
Internet chess. E-gaming.
No. Professional wrestling. Professional wrestling. WWE WrestleMania. It's still on. It's gonna be.
Hey, high five.
Hello.
Tana. No.
From dude, you can check it out. From a crowd of like 80,000, 80,000 audience watching WrestleMania, and now it's down to 0. But the show still goes on. Just that
guys,
nobody.
Let's make a deal, okay?
Yeah.
I'll watch wrestling. You guys watch Kingdom on Netflix. Can we do that?
You mean you've never watched a single pro wrestling show in your life, Nabil?
Not since I was 12, 11, 10.
Okay. I will watch the pilot, the first episode of Kingdom.
That's good enough for me.
You watch WrestleMania, okay?
I'll watch WrestleMania. How do I watch it though? Where is it showing?
Okay, this is
it's on Astro.
Bro, subscribe.
Astro, okay. I'll go for it.
Okay, guys, I think we've taken too much of a time. Again, if we start, it's very difficult for us to stop and everything. Again, thank you so much, Brandon, Terrence, and Nabe for coming on.
No, wait, this is going to be a daily thing, right?
Okay, you see, Terrence, Nabil.
I don't know about you guys, but I've been.
Mio's been like.
Kidding.
Mio's been ringing us for the past 37 minutes. Now let's ask him a few questions and not a few. Mio.
You're right.
Mio.
Go, Brandon,
If there's one advice that you would like to share with all the people out there, especially your friends, your viewers, your fans, what would that be?
Yeah.
Advice, okay. So we're going high level, proper sopan punya kind of answer lah. So okay.
Yes.
My advice, obviously, to everyone out there is just stay safe. Let the people who are in the essential industry do their work for you, so that you do not have to do those kind of work. Stay at home. Well, I know that staying home can be quite demotivating for some. Just try to find things to do, interesting things. Learn to cook, sing with your daughter if you have one, or a son, or your wife, whoever it is. Play the ukulele, as what I've been doing. Learn to cook, special dishes. Put the things on Instagram. Sell yourself, as what Nabi is trying to do. I'm trying to learn from him as well. But yeah, just be safe and stay safe and be proper and be kind and stop spreading fake news, guys. Penat, Terrence, and Brando has to actually cover for you guys. It's just nonsense. Stop with the fake news. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Okay.
I want to ask you a question. Let's all ask Mio one question each lah. So Mio, I mean, this is the golden opportunity, right, for us guys who have wives at home and stuff. It's a golden opportunity, really. So how are you enhancing, taking, I know, our wives go out to work, we go out to work, we're rarely all at home at the same time. What are you doing to enhance these special moments that you are now gifted with during this MCO?
Ooh, good one. Boring, bro.
This one is very deep. Okay, it's very simple. My spouse, my wife, is working. She's a doctor. She goes to work every single day. So
Thank you.
even though she's not actually treating the
Thank you.
COVID patients, but she is still very much within the ecosystem of the healthcare. Again, thank you so much to my wife. She's actually in front of me eating right now. So kudos, she just got back. But yeah, I mean, I've been spending a lot of time with my doctor though. Try to help her out with her homework as much as I can, and try to make sure that I entertain my wife when she comes back home when she's tired. So yeah, it's all about entertaining. So
Nice. Mio, wait. Nabil will ask you a question. Nabil.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So for me, Mio, because I noticed that you've been doing this for what, a week now, having this online video conferencing and then going showing it on Facebook. So I mean, what's your plan with this? Is it gonna stay until after MRO, after all the COVID-19 thing blows over, or because I think it's a good idea, man. I like it.
Good. I mean, to be honest, I mean, like I started this purely out of boredom. I just wanted to interact with somebody out there. Seriously, I don't really have a pathway of what is the outcome of this. But moving forward, I am trying to look for more interesting people to come on. Like I've been trying to go through my contacts and get the president of the MUFC club in Malaysia. I guess you all know who that is, right? So it'll be a fun chat. Yeah, it'll be a fun chat to talk about.
Mr. Raf Yaakob.
And and I'm also planning to get because my kind of thing is that as much as I don't really want to touch on the too serious stuff as what Terrence maybe talk about finance or politics or whatever it is, I try to go on the simple chill out kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to more to that. So I'm trying to connect myself with people like this. So who knows, man? At the end of the day, should this becomes a more more of an common occurrence, then I might just do this more often, even when the MTO blows over. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe you should get a doctor on your show. You could get your wife to, talk to you, have a chat.
My wife is an ortho surgeon, so she doesn't deal with COVID patients directly. But yeah, she's seen stuff, obviously, in Selayang Hospital. She's seen how has it been. The other day, like the closure of the PEDS department, it was closed down entirely because there were cases of in the PEDS department. There were also cases in other departments that had to shut down everything. Really serious and scary cases, to be honest. So yeah, that's a bit, on the heavy side, as much as I do really want to share with it, but I don't really want to bring people down because, again, talking about this more often or not, as you said, Brando, that's the only thing that you get from the news. So that can only bring you down more often or not. So I don't really want to share that. We're trying to live it up in any way possible, hence why this show it is.
Good one.
All right, cool. Thank you guys again. Thank you so much to Brando. Thank you to Terrence and Nabil. These are the guys that I work with for Fresh Brew. Make sure you guys check out Fresh Brew on Sundays at 10 on TV2. This Sunday got
Good question.
Have,
I don't
bro.
think so. I think they probably repeat the show, or because I think we're out of recordings for the moment. So I'm not sure if they're going to actually go ahead and shoot another episode, or they're gonna just leave us hanging for a while.
Let's just hope that we still have jobs with RTM at the end of the day, Nabil. Kita tahu Brando is reading the news. There's nothing to worry about. So at least we hope that Fresh Brew is still going.
Hey, Bill, you got your Bernama radio thing going on, and you're really good on air. And Nabil's got his theater going on, and his PSAs and his advertisements and all that. We're all not jobless, lah.
Yeah, putting it that way. Guys, again, thank you so much. Best wishes to all of you, to all your families. Make sure stay safe, stay good, stay healthy. And yeah, this has been Mio Adlan. We got Terence Das, we got Brandon Lepore, we got Nabil Zakaria saying goodbye, guys. Take care. Assalamualaikum. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Stay safe, guys.